Hello. So I have a problem with my 2017 Kia Sedona sliding door on the left driver's side. Let's see if I can duplicate this problem. The problem is with the sliding door. Seems like it binds up. Let's see if I can duplicate it here. Okay. Did you hear that sound? When I do it again, it'll open. Now it opens. For a while, I thought the problem was with the sliding mechanisms, the wheels at the top. There's like a guide wheel device at the back. There's a cable that runs right here, and that motor is somewhere in the side panel. There's some pretty good PDFs online for replacing that. But after looking at the problem for a while and hearing my wife complain about it, let's see if I can get it to duplicate one more time. Alright, so it made the sound, but it actually moved. Let's try it one more. Alright, so it's working. So it's an intermittent problem. It's annoying. Get inside the vehicle here. Alright. So what's happening is the motor's trying to activate when I turn the door, but there's some latches that hold the door in position that aren't releasing. So you have in your door, I already took the panel off of this one. Let's just back up here. So I took the panel off the door. There's a bracket that's right here. It's a small sort of triangular piece. You want to pop that off, and there's a screw right there. I think it's a Phillips. Then there's a series of tabs. Let's see, I don't think you can see the holes, but there's a series of tabs that come down, and they go all the way around. You can pop those off, and then it kind of rests on a lip right here. So once it's off, you can try activating the door. I'm going to put the door into manual mode. So you do that up here. Power sliding door off. You click that in. What I've determined is the problem is you have this big piece. It has 3 cables that come into it. 1, 2, 3. It's got some knobs here. I'm sorry, some rods connected to this handle. You got your child lock device. This flips up and down. I flip that up and down. It moves right here. You have your lock, unlock. So you have these cables. These cables come down. There's one here. And this one operates a latch. You can barely see it here. See. It operates, there's a latch here, and a little rod it grabs a hold of. And then these two operate a latch in the back that I believe comes down to this guy. And so this one goes to that guy. This one comes along down here and connects. There's a device here that connects to that. So they allow your door to close, stay closed. Pull the handle. Let's see here. I'll block the handle. When you pull this handle, it relieves these cables. So these cables are automated. Where all the sound is coming from this device here. Some sort of actuator servo. Not sure if I'm using the correct terminology, but it flips up, pivots here, but basically it pulls these cables. You can see it pulls these cables. This happens like a split second before the motor, which is in here, allows the door to open and close. So I'm going to put it back on. I'm going to turn the power off. I'll turn the power on for the door. Get it to automate. Now, all right, I'm back. I got my seat down. Lighting in here is terrible. I do have a mag light. So let's see here. So, if it's going to jam, you're going to see this device here with that green spot of paint on it. And this motor won't flick. So let's see what happens. And that's where the sound's coming from. You can't tell from camera, but it's definitely coming from there. Oh, I got the child locks on. All right, ready? See it, the motor is trying to operate. It usually only gets jammed once. And there it goes. So again, all that sound's coming from this device. It intermittently will not flip this lever, which allows the cables to be pulled. There's 3 cables being pulled all at once. It basically latches it open, or it latches it closed. So let's see if I can get it to do it one more time. All right, that was perfect. So this didn't flip. It does it. It usually releases the next time. All right. Let's see if I can get it one more time. All right, you hear all that noise, and then it works. So this is more of an annoyance. Usually it's raining outside and my wife's trying to shuffle some of our kids in the door. So I ordered this larger piece, and it was like $100 on eBay, 116 with taxes and shipping. Got it here in a few days. I think it retails $225. Kia dealerships that I called didn't have it in stock, but other people must be having this problem. All right, so here's the part as delivered. Let's see, so this is where I'm having the issue with this lever flipping here. Looks like the door handle mounts here. Again, I'm not, let me state I'm not a professional. I don't have any information on how to change this part. I'm just going to hack through it. The cables one comes through here, connects to this pink connector, and the other 2 mount here. One goes into this metal clip, the other goes into this pink connector. Here's the child safety device. There's an extra cable here. This one will be tricky. I believe that will go to the door handle, somehow connect to the handle from the outside. You got 2 plugs here. So let's get started. All right, one thing I forgot to mention is before you take off the panel that's on your door here, you got to pop open and get to a Phillips that's located in this handle right here and here. So you got one lower right, one upper left on your handle. Just a small flathead will pop off a small access panel that's part of your bigger door cover. All right, so there's a couple things to unplug. I'm not an expert at unplugging, but it looks like if I put some pressure here, I can get this guy unplugged. And let's see, it looks like if I put some pressure here, get that guy unplugged. All right, that was easy. Oh, and also this guy plugs into your door panel for your power window going up and down. So really had to unplug 3 things. These are pretty much out of the way and safe. So what we have here looks like these are some 10mm bolts scattered around this bracket and this handle. Now this handle did not come with my device, which is sitting down in that box. So I assume I got to take this handle off first, and then I'll try to transfer that to my box. I'm going to remove these 3 Phillips. 1, 2, 3, and this bolt here, and I'll turn the camera back on. Alright, so I removed all those screws and that bolt, and there's 3 attachments here. One, that pink guy, and these 2 green ones that go into the back of this handle. I'm going to peek around here because it might be tricky to get those back connected. Alright, let's see here. So this, I'm just moving this off so it'll kind of hang there. It might fall. See if we can peek back here some more. Alright. So we can see, I can actually kind of pivot this. So that might be helpful, popping these in. I'm going to tinker back here and I'll follow up with you. Alright, looks like I figured this out. So this white one, you just flick that and then push down. It's got a little hook. This yellow one, let's see here. You just flick back and that'll pop up. Jammed very tight. And this other top one, you just flick back. You gotta pop out. This guy pops out. So I'm gonna go down and attach this to my new device. So just do it in reverse order. Alright, that worked exactly as planned, just the reverse order. Did this one, kind of had it leaning back, and did the top one, and then pop the bottom one in, flip those latches over. I'm going to put these 3 Phillips in. 1, 2, 3, not this bolt. Alright, for my next step, I'm going to take off these top 2 cables. They look like quite a bit different connections, so I'm not worried about mixing them up. But this one that goes from the bottom comes up to the top here. So we have these little pink tabs. The last one we dealt with, it kind of flipped down. There we go. And then it's got a little tooth. And then this cable. Let's see. Try fishing it through there. Okay, so I grabbed the slack. Looks like that's the way you do it. Doesn't look like there's any risk of these flying back into the housing. So I'll just pop these off. And then do this other cable. Same way. There you go, one move. Pop off this. Pull this out of the housing. Let's see, how'd that go? Was that there? Must have been there. And there, yeah. Alright, so this was both clipped like that. Looks like there's a zip tie or something here. Alright. I figured out how to get this device off. Here's how you do it. Take side cuts, put right here, and it's squeeze. And there. That's broken. I hate these one-use things. I couldn't figure it out. I'll put a zip tie there when we're done. This zip tie is just sort of a guide. Keep this in the general area. It just slips around here. So cables are disconnected. The 3 on the front. There's that 1 in the back. I'm gonna take off these 10mm bolts. So there's 1, 2, 3. This guy up here is still the top 4. I've taken off this one with the handle. Alright, so I took off those 4 bolts. I'm a little bit concerned it may not come out and easily. Let's see here. Here it comes. Okay. Alright, I'm looking in the back here. It's got a cable, as suspected. It runs somewhere. I see some gray. Kind of snakes behind the sliding window guide, or the power window guide. Comes back around the corner, and let me get a flashlight in here. I'm gonna let this hang for a second. So it goes. So your window goes up and down in this slot here. So it goes behind that. Goes up. Let's see. So it goes to the front of the door. Looks like it goes up. There's a big hard bend right here. Okay, so not too bad. Ends there. Connects into that slot, which has some grease on it or something. I'm going to fiddle with that. I'll turn the camera back on. Alright, I got some of the grease off this. Lighting is horrible. I believe there's like a ball on the end of the cable, and it'll slide forward and come out. So I'm holding the camera and a flashlight. Let's see how this works. First I'm going to pull this off. End of the housing is going to come off. Alright, let's see what I can do here. Alright, I took a long lunch and was messing around with this. So again, we're disconnecting this cable that comes out of the back of the unit. It circles up through the door. It kind of comes up here, circles down, does a big loop, and then connects into this bracket and into the handle. So this ball kind of takes some tension off the handle, and you can pull it through. The next step is I pop this. So this ball pops out of the handle. I took this clip, it just mounts into here, you just pull that off. So then I was like, I didn't understand how I'm supposed to fish that cable. It kind of goes up, does a loop, goes back behind the handle, and where the window slides up and down, then comes out the door right here. So I tied up this. Really did a pretty poor job, didn't have the right stuff, but tried to tie this up, take some stress off the cable. The handle appears to have to come off. So the way you do that, so this is the inside of the handle. The way you do that is right over here. There's a soft rubber fitting that pops right out. And there's a Phillips screw that goes in that hole. So you undo that screw, and you can't really see it, but the bolt has a special kind of head. It's held in by these clips here. There's 4 clips. Then I'm at the outside of the door, and this piece right here, this little piece is what that holds that screw into. It screws into that spot right there. So you kind of gotta pull on your handle, the main handle, and then this sort of solid piece you've never seen move before comes out. So you set that aside, and then you got to pull the handle out. There's the handle. It sits like this, right? You've always seen it move in and out. So you got to go in on the inside, and this tail piece right here slides into that deep pocket right there. So I pulled up on this tab here, pulled this, and I was able to pull this handle out. So now you got the handle off, you got everything off the outside of the door, and then this piece is sitting like up in here, and it has on towards the rear part of the handle, it's got these clips. Let's see. There's coming out of this square hole, there's some tabs. You gotta squeeze in this side at the same time, squeeze in that way. There's 3 tabs. This pops out, and then this black piece on the inside can come out, and it has a little hook right there. I think just goes around the cable. It can be popped off. And now this is the inside of my door handle. Oh, and there's a spring-loaded piece right here. It's got like almost a counterweight looking thing at the bottom of it. But this, your door handle, when you put it back together, this spring pushy part that my thumb's on, right there, the pushy part, has to be on the inside of this handle. So I think I can get it back together. It's just a matter of remembering the right steps. Alright, and one other thing, this tab, one of these one-time use tabs, is a cable guide. It was in this hole here on the inside, so I was able to just squeeze it with some needle nose and push it out. But I think I'm going to have to reuse that, or a zip tie. So all I got to do is feed this cable out. And undo this tie, and I'm ready to replace it. Just have to do everything backwards now. Alright, here's my new piece. I tied it up here. Replaced my tie with slight upgrade. Like that. Slight upgrade. I'm going to fish the new cable. Got to go around the power window guide. Yeah, also the new piece actually has the tab. This tab, it's going to go into this hole. Again, it'll pop out towards me. The mail in towards me. Alright, so I didn't go around the. Okay, I'm going to fish this for a minute. I'm going to start putting the handle back together and get back to you. Alright, so I fished the cable around the window guide. I don't remember where I had this handle hooked to. This hook, but I'm putting it between I have there's a black bracket on the cable, little clip. You see I'm trying to point the hook to it. That's around the gray cable. I'm putting it between there and the foam. Give that a try. I'm going to lift this up and clip the handle in. Slide the handle in from the outside into this inside bracket. And put the screw piece in. And I'll get back to you. Alright, so before I put this black piece in, where the hook is, I actually put in the end of the housing into that black piece. And then I knew that on the front side, you can barely see the gray cable inside that hole. I knew that it went right between where that screw will eventually go and the edge of the door. So I think I have it routed right. I'm gonna finish putting together the door handle. Let's see, I think I can video that. So on the front here, here's my handle. I'm going to put it in here. Oh, and here is the 3 clips that come through that square hole. There's also 2 little hooks. They look like just the tiniest, most fragile things in the world. But these 2 little hook clips here are actually part of that bigger black bracket. They slide on right before you clip this in. So this back part of the handle should go through here, and then I feed the front part. It's a little bit wider here, and I want to make sure I capture back on the inside here. I want to make sure I get, here's that little round nub, this guy, that will go against the inside of the handle. So I'm going to set down the phone, put that together. Alright, so I got that done. So you have to simultaneously slide the back part of the handle towards the rear of the car in, and you can pull up on this knob just by flicking this bottom part here. So you can hold it, and then it pushes against this part of the handle, so that's working right. So on the outside of the car, pull this handle a little bit. I push this little piece in. All right. Then I'll put the screw in here. And I'm gonna be real careful not to drop it. All right, so I got the screw in. You may not even have to pull it out, to be honest with you. That was probably an extra step. I'm going to find the rubber cap and set this ball into this cable. I have to feed through this hole. I can't see it. To feed it. There's just a cockeyed little hole in there. I'll show you when I'm done, but you'll have to remember how you took it out. That's going to be the best way to do it. Alright, so using some needle nose pliers and a very tiny flathead screwdriver and a bit of luck, I was able to get the end of that cable into that spot. You might be able to do it before you put this inside black bracket in. Might be a trick to doing that. But let's see, we're going to pull on the handle outside. Let's see if that cable looks like it gets pulled. Yep. Looks like it's working right. So I'm going to undo this tie, rotate the device in, put in the 4 bolts. There's one at the top left, and then the three lower bolts. Alright, so I got this mounted. I actually put all 5 in. So you got 2 up here, and 1, 2, 3, these 10mm bolts. When I remember I had the twist tie holding it in. You got to put, the cable has this little plastic tab you got to put back in. So I push that in first. And then I hung this up. And now when I pull on the outside handle, I can see some response here. So that's a good sign. So I'm now gonna hook up these cables. I'm gonna plug it all in and give it a test. All right, looks like it's back to working. Again, I just hooked up these cables here, this cable, plug these guys in. Let's see, I got all these screws back in. Make sure it's unlocked. And this child safety latch needs to be up. And listen to the magic. And it's latched open, I can't slide it. Press this again. Yeah, so this puppy's working. Let's check it out from the outside. Make sure I have this handle back together. All right. Oh, look at that. My wife's going to be very happy. Looking good. Now all I got to do is put the cover on, plug in the window device, put the door panel on, and then the last step is put that back corner in. There's a screw in that panel for the back corner of the door and 2 screws at the handle. And that's it. Good luck.